I set boundaries to protect my heart, my happiness, my peace, my joy, my everything, my well-being, and I'm not apologetic about it. And in today's video, I'll be sharing with you how you too can achieve that. Hello and welcome back to my channel, or shall I say welcome if you're new to my channel, you see my face for the very first time. Welcome. My name is Adile Awoli. On Passion Heavily, I share self-development videos in different aspects as fashion, beauty, faith, and of course lifestyle. If this sounds like something that you'd be interested in, make sure that you join the family and subscribe to my channel. To my ladies, my gorgeous, sophisticated, elegant ladies, I say a big welcome to you today to watch today's video, and I give you a virtual hug as I always do. Thank you so much for being here with me. Okay, my beautiful ladies, let's talk boundaries. Okay, ladies, in today's video I'll be sharing with you why you need boundaries, how to set boundaries, and also how to implement boundaries into your life to be able to live a better you. And first things first, ladies, what are boundaries? So let's go to the ultimate Google. Okay, and I have it here on my iPad. All right, Google says, what are boundaries? Boundaries are invincible lines that defines what behaviors are accepted for an individual. Another one says, personal boundaries are the limits and rules that we set for ourselves within relationships. Let's get into it. There are different types of boundaries that you can set for yourself. You can set professional boundaries in your career or at work, and you can also set personal boundaries. And for today's video, we're talking about personal boundaries that we set in our lives and for ourselves in our relationships. Okay, so I'll be sharing with you 7 ways for you to be able to achieve and implement boundaries into your life. And the first one that I'll be sharing with you, ladies, is to know the reason why. Like, why are you setting the boundary? What is it for? Who are you setting the boundaries for? Once you know why you're setting the boundaries and who you're setting the boundaries for, ladies, you'll be able to know exactly how to go about, setting boundaries. That's the first step. You need to know why. You can't just say you want boundaries and then you put in boundaries that not only is not effective, but also doesn't make any sense. And so the first thing you need to do, ladies, is for you to know why. The second tip I'll be sharing with you today, ladies, is for you to know who you are setting that boundaries for. Are you setting the boundary for your mom? Are you setting the boundary for your husband, for your boyfriend, for your friend, for your colleague, or for your manager? You need to identify who exactly it is that you're setting the boundaries for. And you also have to understand, ladies, that the boundary that you're setting is for you most especially, because you also have things you need to do in setting those boundaries, and for those boundaries to be effective for both you and for them. Okay, you need to also understand that when you set this boundary for, say for example, your colleague A, you need to understand that the boundary that you're going to be setting for colleague A is not going to be the same boundary that you're going to be setting for colleague B. You need to understand that the boundaries that you're setting for your sister is not going to apply to your boyfriend. So that's why, ladies, I'm saying that you need to know exactly, you need to identify who you are setting the boundaries for. There's some things that you need to do as well for those boundaries to stand their ground. Okay, just like the things that God himself has created, everything has boundaries. That's why we have day and we have night, and none is clashing with the other. And so in our lives as well, you need to understand the kind of boundaries that you're setting, like I said, in the first tip. And the second one, obvious, like I said, is for you to know, to understand and know that the boundaries is not only, for the people that you're setting the boundaries for, is also for you as well. Okay, before we go into the third tip, I just want to share my cup with you. I just realized that my cup is actually matching my sleep dress. Oh my God, the tea of the day is raspberry with a dash of honey. So once you've identified why you're setting boundaries, who you're setting the boundaries for, the third tip that I want to share with you, ladies, in setting boundaries is for you to also understand the area that you're setting the boundaries for. Now, I will elaborate more on that. And what I mean by that is say for example, you have this childhood friend that you ladies have been friends for a very long time, for over 20 years, but you realize that in your friendship with this person, when it comes to money, you always tend to fight. Either that person borrows you money and never returns it, or they return it late. You need to understand that when it comes to money, that friend turns into somebody you don't even understand, somebody you don't know. And so that is a clear area in your friendship with that person that you need to set boundaries in the area of monetary aspect. You need to know that when it comes to money, you cannot borrow this person money. Why? Because you are trying to prevent fight. You are trying to also make sure that your friendship is intact, because if you don't do that, what's going to happen is that friendship sooner or later is going to end due to one of the fights that's been created from the monetary aspect. And so that's what I'm saying, ladies, that you need to know the area in which you are setting. The third tip brings me to the fourth tip. What are you willing to sacrifice for these boundaries to be effective? And just going back to the third tip, and we're going to use that example for the rest of the video. So like I mentioned, you have this friend, and you ladies have been friends for a very long time, right? And you have identified that you need to set boundaries with her. You need to set boundaries in the area when it comes to money. You need to set boundaries, with her. And so you need to also sit down and be able to tactfully be able to know how to go about it, so that your friendship does not come to an end. If it is a friendship that you still want to keep, if it's a friendship that regardless of this boundary that you want to set for this person, that this is it's a good relationship, and because it's been a long-term relationship, you want to keep it, and so that's why knowing the area and how to go about setting the boundary is very important. So ladies, the fifth tip that I'm going to be sharing with you today in setting boundaries is for you to respect your own boundary. It's for you to respect what you've put into place. Okay, ladies, you need to be able, it might be challenging. This might be one of the challenging, tips, or one of the challenging things that you need to do in setting boundaries. But I'm telling you, I kid you not, if you can stick to, you can respect your boundaries, you can stick to, the things that you've put into place for others to be able to see that, oh, she's really serious about this. If you keep going back and forth and you're doing dilly-dally with your boundaries that you have set, your boundaries will not be respected, because you created the boundaries, you are not even respecting your boundaries enough to stand on your 2 feet and to push back. You need to understand that, your friends, your family, your colleagues, they are going to fight you. They're going to argue with you. There's going to be a pushback from them towards you. If they push back, you have to understand that you have to also push back towards them. You need to stand your ground. You need to stand on your 2 feet. You need to let them know that they need to respect your boundaries, because this is what makes you happy. Okay, ladies, and that's why I'm saying that if you don't respect yourself, I say this all the time in my videos, that respecting yourself is key. It's major, and it's also going to play a very important role in setting boundaries for your family and friends and co-workers. If you yourself cannot respect yourself, respect your boundaries, how do you want people to take you seriously? How do you want people to take your boundaries seriously and be able to respect you? If you're enjoying this video so far and you have not subscribed, I want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel, Passion Heavenly. Okay, this is the kind of self-development videos that I share here on my channel. Make sure you subscribe and click that notification bell, so that every time I publish an informative video just like today, you will be notified. The sixth tip that I'll be sharing with you today in setting boundaries is for you to know and understand that a change might happen after your boundaries has been set. Okay, once your family and your friends see that you set these boundaries and you're respecting those boundaries by putting in the work that you need to do on your end to make sure that your boundaries are effective, like I said earlier on, a pushback is going to happen. Once they push back and they see that you're standing your ground and respecting your boundaries as well, a dynamic change might come to that relationship, and you need to be prepared. You need to make sure that you can still stand your ground even when that change happens. Now, in some cases, which is so unfortunate, there might be breakups, there might be, loss of the friendship might come to an end, things of that nature. So that's what I'm talking about, that you need to be prepared, you need to understand, and you need to know that a dynamic change is going to come to that relationship, to that friendship, once you implement and once you stand your ground regarding the boundaries. The seventh and the last tip that I'll be sharing with you today is for you ladies to know, especially if you have set these boundaries and they've caused a breakup, they've caused a kind of change or dynamic to your relationship. I want you to know today that there's light at the end of the tunnel. I want you to know that you're going to experience joy, you're going to experience peace, you're going to experience this happiness that even you cannot explain. Okay, you're gonna experience this unexplainable peace of mind, that you're gonna have once you have implemented these boundaries and you are able to fight through everything that comes to you because of this boundary. Stay the course, ladies, and I'm telling you honestly, you'll be glad that you did, because it's going to bring you so much joy that you never knew. And I want you to know today, ladies, that all of these tips that I have shared are things that I have personally experienced, things that I've done in my life, and they've worked for me. And that's one of the things that I want to be doing on my channel. When I spoke about being authentic, I want to share with you things that I've done in my life, the things that are working, and even the things that are not working, but I want to share my experience and bring my experience to you. If it doesn't work for me, somebody else can take that and it might work for them. And so these are some of the things that I'll be sharing with you moving forward, as I've said in my last and first video of 2023, ladies. Okay, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure that to subscribe if you haven't. Click that notification bell. Check me out on Instagram and also on my website www.passionsoheavenly.com. And until next week, that we'll see each other again, ladies. You know how we do. We do not do drama over here. Okay, no drama, ladies. And until I see you next week, God bless, stay safe, and I will see you next week. Bye.